What's up, y'all? Get ready to break it down and level up. Welcome to Doing Numbers, your number one financial literacy podcast in the world. Clap it up. I'm your host, Olu, and I got my man Scott with me.
Top of the morning, good people.
So bring your pen and pad, because it's about to get real. Scott, yes, what's going on, my man?
Man, I woke up today in the spirit of productivity, man. I feel highly productive.
Highly productive.
I do, man. I got into the habit of taking notes, making a checklist for each day.
Okay.
And seeing those things get pinged off my list helped me narrow down the process toward my goal. So I'm very grateful for that process. It was given to me by one of my mentors, just seeing visually a checklist of things that you want to accomplish and seeing those things get checked off motivate you out of stagnation and procrastination. So I'm grateful for that process.
Man, that's dope, bro. I think every time you wake up, bro, you got some real positivity going on, man.
I try to wake up with it, man, because you can't always go to bed with it.
You got the frequency over there,
Yeah,
bro.
trying,
we need to connect to the source, huh?
Just trying to perpetuate it for sure.
Man, I feel it, man. So I think production is is huge, man. Especially when you want to build wealth. You have to produce. Or you can have income producing assets. How about that one?
Yeah, I like that one a little bit.
How about that one?
I like that a little better.
That's dope right there.
The asset better than the mindset sometimes.
You know what I'm saying? So to have income producing assets, brother, I think that's the game we all in it to play, right?
Yeah, man. Roll them dice.
Roll them dice. So speaking of productivity, man, we got a dope guest on today, man.
Most productive
Some might say that he overproduced. You know what I'm saying? Because the man is touching on a lot of things, man. No Diddy. You understand? No Diddy. But to really bring it back in the fold, man, I want to introduce a good guy of mine, good friend of mine that I've recently became acquainted with, man, and it's been a blessing ever since we've crossed paths and met each other. So without further ado, I want to introduce Hakiim Herring, who's a dedicated real estate professional, a broker with over 20 years of experience transforming communities and empowering individuals to take action towards financial freedom. As the founder of Wealth Partners, Hakiim drives meaningful impact by mentoring aspiring entrepreneurs, sharing vital knowledge, and creating opportunities for families to thrive. Through Wealth Partners, he fosters a network of collaboration, offering resources and actionable strategies that inspire initiative and success. He's passionate about making a difference. Hakiim's mission is to bring life-changing opportunities to the community, helping others build wealth and achieve their dreams through real estate. Join him in taking the next step towards growth and prosperity. Again, without further ado, Hakiim Herring, y'all.
I gotta clap it up for I gotta clap it up too, you know what I mean?
Word, man. That's
Welcome
dope,
to
bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How you feeling,
Thank
man?
you. Thank you for having me. Feeling great. Feeling great.
Feeling great,
Thank you
brother.
for having me.
Yeah, not a problem. So it was no understatement when I said that some people may say you overproduce, man. So I want to just go in a little bit about some of your endeavors, just some of the good juju that you got going on that's touching, a lot of these assets out here.
Yeah, man. In all honesty, I feel like I'm not doing enough. You know, I feel like is more work to be done.
Okay.
So, what I do on a day-to-day basis is with the Wealth Partners community, I'm really trying to make a real impact in our community by bringing opportunities and resources and kind of change the narrative. The narrative of doing it alone is kind of one of those scenarios where in the past we will always, grind, do everything we can by ourselves and try to climb that ladder. I now see the power in collectiveness, the power in collaboration.
Group economics.
Yes, group economics. So what I do now with our Wealth Partners community, our motto is collaborate to elevate, So we're going to go further together, and we're going to create opportunities within our community where we can work together and take action. So that's the game changer.
That's beautiful, man.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. What you got, Scott?
Man, I thought that was a beautiful message. And then in that question, I would ask you, what made you start Wealth Builders?
The Wealth
Wealth
Partners.
Partners, I'm
Wealth
sorry.
Partners. Now you good. You
Sorry
good.
about
Wealth Partners, it all came together really from, I would call her a mentor coach of mine. You know, she actually has a real estate organization. Her name is Terry, right?
Shout out Terry.
Yeah, Terry Gleaton. She's no joke, right? The truth. She has a real estate community called the Wealthy Group. When I joined her team as the Wealthy Group, I wanted my own spinoff, my own branch off of the Wealthy Group, but what I wanted to do was just a little bit different. Whereas I'm a real estate professional in this business for 20 years, but I see the opportunity to connect with people, whether it's real estate, entrepreneurs, whatever the opportunity is. I wanted to create a platform where we can have a community where we're just discussing opportunities and we're bringing those resources within the group. So it's not just real estate, it's to elevate, you know? So that was the difference. Yes, for sure.
Yeah, man. And,
taking group economics to another level.
Exactly.
No, for real.
Yeah.
So from my own experience joining in, I definitely, didn't have the mindset to collaborate in the beginning or just understand how that dynamic works. But, since joining, since getting around like minds like Hakiim, Dre, shout out Dre, shout out my man Jay, and a few others, man. The list goes on. But getting around these guys, man, they really put me on game to how big collaboration is and how it really does help you elevate.
Yeah.
Like it really does. Like even with the podcast, this was something I rapped about with Hakiim, and he was like, yo, let's do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and again, it really touched me for real because we had just built a relationship. Like we're still in the process of building our relationship. So for him to just go out on a leap of faith, not know me really, and just be like, yo, let's do it. I'm like, oh, well, this is what it's about. All right, cool. So
yeah, that's major, man. For me, another thing that is a big takeaway from just 2024. A lot of times we want to do things, right? We have these ideas, we have these great ideas, but for whatever reason, they're sitting on the shelf, collecting dust.
Yeah.
2024, I said, I'm going to do it. Let's take action. Let's take action. So a lot of the things, even for myself personally, that I wanted to do, like the Empower Success Fest, this is something I thought about 3-4 years ago.
Oh, that was your baby.
3 or 4 years ago. The Lessons Not Losses podcast. I had the name, I had everything 3 or 4 years ago. It's been sitting on the shelf. But you have to dig deep within yourself and make the decision that we're going to take action. Right. So, and that's what I employ in my day-to-day practice and within our community. Let's not talk about it. Let's create situations, put it together, and let's take action and move forward, move in a direction.
I love that.
Yeah, and that's how you go to the next level. You put your mindset where you're taking actions. No more talking about it. You put those pieces into place, take those steps to take action. So
you said in the start of 2024, you wanted to start taking action. What kept you from doing it the years prior?
Well, the years prior, I would say I've been a serial entrepreneur, and I'm involved in multiple different business ventures.
Sure.
As an entrepreneur and as a serial entrepreneur, you can't do all things. You can't be all things to everybody, right?
Yeah.
So when I streamlined my focus, narrowed in, I lasered in on what I wanted to do, it made it that much easier to take initiative and take those steps towards building and being successful in that direction. Right. And first I also had to understand. I had to understand what my gift was and my calling was, because as a serial entrepreneur, a lot of times we chase the bag. We're chasing the bag, and you can spend a lifetime chasing the bag and not building and not
purpose.
Yeah, exactly.
I got you.
Yeah. So for me, it was a scenario where I really had to sit back, had to come to Jesus moment, had to come to Allah moment, where it's like, okay, where do you want me? Where we going?
Yeah.
And I realized, real estate is my profession. I'm a real estate broker.
Okay.
But my passion and what I do is I'm a connector. I'm a connector of people, and I'm a builder of community.
Sure.
So my passion moving forward is really to grow our Wealth Partners community and bring opportunities to our community where we can make a real impact.
Yeah.
So starting in the historic West End, you know, we have a weekly meetup that's really making an impact in the community by bringing different conversations to the room and really putting people on game. And we're going to take exactly what we're doing here. We're taking it on the road. Like we have an event coming up in Tampa, Empower Success Fest Tampa in April.
Congratulations!
But,
on that,
so
man.
we're looking to we're looking to take this on the road and touch as many communities and as many people as we can.
That's so powerful, man. It's so powerful. We don't have a lot of opportunities like that in our communities to even share with each other. So the fact that you stepped out and lived in your purpose and spreading that and I guess all encompassing your community within your own, I think that was great.
Yeah,
man.
that's great.
Having a hub for knowledge and empowerment, man, is huge.
Yeah,
it's huge, man. So you're doing really dope things, and you had touched on some of the ventures that you got going on, man. With us being, you know, young investors of our own, man, and getting into real estate, what would be some of your, you know, starter investments that you would say if someone like myself, Scott, and others out there that wanted to get into real estate, where would you say start at?
I would start by asking them what's their goal. You know, where do you want to be? You know, where do you want to see, where you see yourself? You know, understanding their goals is easier to create a path, a success strategy. So understanding what the goal is, you know, and understanding where you are, because there's so many different ways to invest in real estate. You know, a lot of times when people say, I want to become a real estate investor, for me, I kind of try to dive a little more deeper in that because there's so many different ways to invest in real estate.
Right.
You know, you can invest in real estate by being a wholesaler. You could do fix and flips. You know, you can buy rental properties. You can do Airbnb.
Right.
You know, you can do so many different things when it comes to real estate investing. So it's all about your goal and setting up the strategy for your success.
Okay.
How would you advise somebody to define their goal?
Defining the goal is what I would say what you're passionate about, you know, or what you gravitate to the most, you know, because a lot of times real estate investors, like when I first got into the real estate game, it was doing fix and flips.
Gotcha.
You know,
Okay.
so understanding the fix and flips is a lot different than what I do now. You know,
Yeah.
now I specialize in wholesaling real estate. You know, I don't do fix and flips as much anymore. I provide the properties and the opportunity.
Gotcha.
So depending on what you're gravitating towards, dictate, you know, your path
Your
towards
trajectory.
success. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah.
No, that's dope, man. And how have your ventures been working out for you thus far, man? Is there anyone that you're like,
Excited about.
excited about? Like, yo, when this thing pop, it's on. It's on.
Yeah. No, for me, it's all wealth partners,
Okay.
you know, because I created a community and I'm encompassing everything in that community. So with us launching the Wealth Partners Academy, and well, let me take that back. With us launching the Wealth Partners 100 initiative, the Wealth Partners 100 initiative, we're going to be able to make a real impact in our community. And the Wealth Partner 100 initiative consists of, we're going to help 100 families become homeowners in 2025. We're going to help 100 investors become real estate investors. We're going to help 100 entrepreneurs get into business, set the business up the right way. We're going to help 100 real estate agents get into the real estate business, get that proper coaching, that proper footprint. And we're going to make sure we touch the community by doing 100 events or community-based events to get out here and make a real impact in the community. So the Wealth Partners 100 initiative is what I'm passionate about, and that's what 2025 is all about. But within that initiative, it creates other opportunities for us to do business, for us to connect with individuals, and for us to grow.
That's amazing, man. You leveraging your influence to make sure you have tangible impact in your communities. That's awesome, bro.
Yeah. And do business, you know, it's business mixed in there as well. So
No, for sure, man. So with everything that you got going on, brother, a lot of that, I want to say, well, first, you know, is there a significant other that you have in your life? Because myself, man, I have a significant other. Scott has one as well. So we're navigating through the kinks of being in a relationship while also wanting to be an entrepreneur.
for sure.
So hearing that, you know, you've got a ton of endeavors going on, ventures going on, how does that play a factor into, you know, your relationship?
Man, definitely have a significant other engaged. My fiance, Lily, has been
Congratulations.
Yeah,
Congratulations,
she's
man.
been my backbone. You know what I mean? She's been my backbone through thick and thin, through the trials of fire. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
just to keep it real, you know,
Shout outs, Lily.
Real deal.
through the trials of fire. You know what I mean? I gotta put a stamp on it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
because as an entrepreneur, you know, you have ebbs and flows of being an entrepreneur. You know, entrepreneur is not for the weak. You know, it look good on the internet. You know, it look good on TikTok.
Right.
But entrepreneurship is real.
Yeah.
And you got to commend your spouse to join that ride with you. You know what I mean? Because it's not easy.
No.
It's not easy. So yes, definitely you have to have someone who is your number one fan, your number one supporter, because that's the one you bounce your ideas off of first.
sure.
They get first dibs on ideas.
Yeah.
You know, they get first dibs on what you're passionate about. But that makes it even more important to have that right partner in your corner, because they could be what you call it, a dream killer or a dream, you know,
They can
a
become one of those
motivator.
liabilities too. Yeah, for
Exactly.
sure.
Yeah.
So that's extremely important.
No, for sure. And Scott, did you have anything?
Yeah, man. Well, I'll just branch off what
Yeah.
you said, bro. Like, your relationship can become a liability if you don't choose right.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah. For
So
sure.
I would take that and ask you, like, how did you manage expectations moving into your relationship before she became your fiance? I'm sorry.
Well, my situation is a little bit more unique. You know,
Gotcha.
we've been together, you know, through high school, through college, through, you know, from childhood, really.
Y'all got
you
a
know?
real story.
Yeah, being a kid and growing up into adulthood. So I had personally had a lot of learning to do.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? I had a lot of growing to do. So my story is a little bit different, but in any relationship, it takes communication and coming together and having the game plan. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times, as two individuals coming together, you still have an individual life. You know,
Facts.
she has,
Identities,
yeah,
yeah.
you have your own life, own identity, own dreams, own goals. You know, when you starting to come together and speak of relationship and family,
Yeah.
you know, now the conversation changed. It's not just me. You know, it's not just you. How can we work together? A lot of times, being an entrepreneur, we're shot callers. You know, we're making moves. You know, and we're not accustomed to all the time going to our spouse, you know, or running this by the spouse, or getting that check and balance system. So it's a learning process to get it right,
Yeah.
you know, and it takes being around good people and people who have already been down that road that you can take some notes from and apply it to your relationship as well.
So getting a little mentorship.
Yeah, mentorship or not even
or
it's just being around, you know, your not say perfect image, but like if you want to be in a good relationship, you might want to hang around with people who are in good relationships.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
facts.
Like, yo,
Yeah.
if you want to, you know, be successful, you're gonna hang around with people who got a little bit of success
People
going
who have
on.
been where you're trying to go.
Exactly.
Yeah, I got
so,
you.
know, so that helps a lot.
And how early in your relationship did you guys realize that? Because that's something that my girl brought to me. She was like, yo, you need to actually find some friends, some older men that are in relationships, have other things going on, because this circle that you around right now is just not cutting it.
Yeah, it's not you know, like y'all family, right? We family,
Yeah.
so we're gonna just
That's
keep
real.
it. We're gonna keep it 100.
Yeah,
You know what I
facts.
mean?
That's
Because
facts.
it's one of those situations. There's no clear cut. You know, it's not like, hey, when I turned 30, I had all the answers,
Right.
and it was right, and I got it together.
Yeah.
You know, it's still even. I think relationships, whether you marry, dating, wherever it is, but that commitment, it's a lifelong process.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
Constantly growing.
constantly growing. Because I'm not the same person I was when I was 30.
When
You
y'all
know,
met.
yeah.
Let alone yesterday.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and she's not. You know, so you can't expect the same as life changes. You know,
Yeah.
so you got to roll with it and make those adjustments. And the only way to do it is to communicate. You know, and that's
back
the,
to the first point, yeah.
Exactly.
That's huge. And so I know with me, man, I'm getting into that space of talking like money and like bigger plays with my partner. And it's been a little uncomfortable, man.
Yeah.
I say that, to say the least. It's been a little uncomfortable.
Especially stepping into it.
Stepping into
I see
it.
what you're saying.
Yeah, because she, although speaking about my lady, although she's like super intelligent, she's not like into the certain investments that I'm into.
Okay.
So sometimes when I want to talk to her, like you mentioned, like their first dibs on ideas and stuff, sometimes it's like, I'm talking to the wall right here on this particular thing because, and it's not that she's not supportive, she just doesn't have the bandwidth to be like, hey, here's sound advice for that. Is that, have you ever experienced that?
Man. Yo, you know what? I've experienced it, but you know, I'm older now. You know what I mean? I'm wiser now. You know what I mean? I got little grays coming in now, you know? So it's one of those things where if I was to sit back and take it all back, rewind it, and go back to those moments where I was, you know, she gave some pushback, some resistance, I hate to say it, but she was right.
Yeah.
She was right. She was goddamn it right, man. So as an entrepreneur, man, I go back to that. She's your number one supporter.
Yeah.
First line of defense.
Yeah.
She want to see you succeed more than
Say
you
that
want to
part
see
again.
yourself succeed.
That first line
You know
of
what I mean?
defense is a key.
And so a lot of times as an entrepreneur, we see the end goal.
Yeah.
We don't see the bumps in the road.
Right.
Your spouse is the number one supporter that's trying to say, yo, babe, check for this or look for that. But a lot of times, an entrepreneur, we're like, nah, you don't support me.
No facts.
Yeah, you don't believe in this direction. I could go make this money. It's right
you
here.
hating?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But when you sit back and bump your head, you know, you gonna learn.
You gonna crawl right back.
Yeah, like, okay, now I
you
understand.
get to see your partner in that 20/20 hindsight too.
Yeah, but it takes some humbling, you know. And if I can give advice to, you know, young brothers who are in relationships, you know, as an entrepreneur, you know, we are gung-ho. We need that, you know. Because without that fire, we wouldn't be able to kick down the doors that we kick down.
Sure.
But you need that balance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And having a good partner, a good spouse is going to give you that balance. And as an entrepreneur, we need it because this is the foundation.
Right.
The spouse is going to be your foundation that enables you to go out and maneuver. And having a good partner, you know what I mean, allows you to move forward.
Collaborating with them.
Yeah.
To elevate.
Yeah.
Again, you're doing that within your relationship.
And it's different. It's different ways to collaborate when in relationship because the collaboration in a relationship is different than you and I. Our collaboration is going to be. The conversation is going to be different.
Right.
But it doesn't negate the importance of this. And I had to learn that because a lot of times in my personal relationship versus my business relationships, I would move and shake, you know. But at home, you know, my lady would be like, no, hold on, or you shouldn't do that, or you putting too much here. And I would discredit it, you know. Even though she's super smart, brilliant, you know, I wouldn't give it that true value that it deserved.
Right.
Because I was so gung-ho as an entrepreneur doing what I seen as the goal that I didn't give that second thought that was needed. So that's extremely important.
Yeah.
I agree wholeheartedly.
Man, that's strong, man. That's powerful, brother. I appreciate that for sure. Because like I said, you know, my lady, she's an entrepreneur too. And she does a lot of cool things, man. And like I say, we have 2 children. So, you know, that comes in the fold and we're trying to figure out how to juggle things. So I appreciate that insight, brother. That was really good.
No, I can agree with that wholeheartedly, man. Luckily, I have a lady that asks a lot of questions before I even take the first step. So I have to get the knowledge to answer those questions. And that helps me in my trajectory as well before I even step out on the ledge to invest or whether I take a step to start a new business or whatever the case is. So luckily, my lady asks me the questions that I don't know to ask for myself. So I appreciate her balance. But I can speak to what you were talking about before because with your lady, that camaraderie, it feels so familiar that certain things are easier to disregard as worry or fear or whatever the case is. But I think now with us being, let's say, 4 years in a relationship, but I've known her for 12. Like you, we met as kids. So we have a familiarity to where I take heed to what she says now in my adulthood more so than I did when we were kids. So I definitely can relate to that. Yeah.
And we have this one thing in our situation where, well, I say my situation is a little unique as well because my lady, she actually has gone further in her entrepreneurial journey than I have. So it's a little bit in reverse. So that's another thing. Like, I'm not sure if
you got to check your ego sometimes.
Yeah, I have to check my ego because as men, we're the ones, we're the providers, we're the ones that set the example, trailblaze. But in this particular situation, like I said, with her actually doing it, I still wasn't giving her the validation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, yo, you actually know what you're talking about. And, giving her the value that she deserves. And I found myself just shooting myself in the foot every time.
Man, listen, you singing to the choir with this one, man. Like, my lady is actually wrapping up her last week of law school right now as we speak.
Dope.
You know what I mean? She's about to be a lawyer,
That's huge.
And not only that, she's been working for Fortune 5 companies for the last 10 years. You know what I mean? Last 15 years, making over 6 figures.
Right.
So she got experience.
She got experience, and for these companies to pay her what they're paying her, she has the knowledge. My crazy self, as an entrepreneur, I don't always 100% value the advice, and it takes a little bit of time to sink in, and now I'm much better at it because I understand better. But again, in my 30s, it wasn't nothing you can tell me.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's one of those scenarios. As the older you get, the wiser you get.
Right.
But the quicker that you understand your partner
Yeah.
and understand the value that your partner brings to the table, the quicker you will succeed. So
Right.
if I had to do this all over again in my 30s and some of the moves that I made, the decisions that I made, if I would have included her advice and included her as my partner in these transactions, I would have been much further along.
That learning
That's
curve would've
huge,
been a
bro.
lot shorter.
That's real, man.
Yeah.
That's real stuff right there, brother. And I appreciate the honesty there.
Yeah. So you got to take accountability,
for sure.
And a lot of times, as young men, as young entrepreneurs, as we on our path, that we kind of shun away from that accountability, and we label it as hate or not believing.
Right.
But that's not what it is. You know what I mean?
That's not.
Now,
do you and your fiance Lily, do you both invest together?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dope.
We invest together.
Dope.
We invest together.
Okay.
I bring opportunities to the table where, she support the grind and support what we're doing.
Dope.
Yeah.
That's lit,
amazing.
man. And was that something that, you both had already had a passion? Obviously, I'm sure you had a passion for it. Was that something that you both just had that passion for it at the same time? It was like, yo, wow, let's do this. Or was it something where one had to kind of bring the other along?
Yeah. So I look at it like this. Like, you can't have two of the same together, right? Like, if I was with another entrepreneur who's a Pisces like me, probably pull my hair out. You know what I mean? Like, probably go crazy.
Yeah.
Like, we're opposites, and I learned to understand the opposites and how it works for a relationship, for business, So even though, like, I'm in real estate and we do real estate deals together, we're in the fold on several of our portfolio properties.
Okay.
Like, she's a little bit more reserved than I am. She's a Capricorn. She's long-term, double check, ask you 10 times, make
Risk
sure you're
adverse.
safe, risk
I got you.
adverse, analyze it. But again, it took me a little while to understand that I needed that,
Right.
and the quicker you can identify that and learn that your spouse and their strengths versus your weakness is that balance that you're looking for.
Man, I hope y'all hear that out there, man.
Yeah.
Especially, the young entrepreneurs, the young men that's out here aspiring to do great things, and you got a partner. One of the main things that I'm picking up on is communication and allowing, your partner, if you truly believe in them, to put themselves in the fold too and give advice, and for you to really value the opinion.
Take them seriously in that space.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Because the last thing you want to do is dim a light. You know what I'm saying?
That
Especially
you needed in the first
Yeah,
place.
you need it in the
that
first
light,
place.
man.
You don't
that
want to
light.
disqualify
Man.
your partner, you know, because then that creates, a different dynamic.
No, seriously.
Sure.
Yeah.
Because I know it's a lot of brothers out here that's struggling, in a relationship right now that's like, man, I'm in a relationship. I don't even know where to start to have this conversation with my partner. Like, she's not even thinking about it. I am. How do I navigate that? For me, it took me to go through a lot of trial and tribulation before I realized that one person wasn't for me. You know, I had to bump my head, but unfortunately, you know, fortunately enough, I jumped off the porch to risk that.
Yeah.
It's a lot of people who won't even jump off the porch, but are super dope at something.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's crazy that, you know, they don't even take the time to just say, hey, what do you got to say? How can you help me? You know, how can you be my Michelle? You know, I can be Obama all day, but without Obama, you know, without Michelle, there wouldn't be an Obama.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
And even in that, like, let's take it outside of romanticism, right? Let's take it platonic. You had to build a team at some point for wealth partners.
Yes.
How did you go about identifying their strengths and piecing together whether or not they work well with your strengths or your weaknesses?
Man, when it comes to like wealth partners and the community, for me, it's a scenario where it's just organic. You know, I'm going off organic vibe, organic chemistry.
Gotcha.
You know, and what we're bringing to the table, you know, like it's once you feel that vibe, that energy, and when you step in the room, is like it's magnetic.
Soft
So
embraces after
yeah,
that.
so that's for me. Like I don't have a like a screening process or you good, you bad. You know, my thing is
You
come
can be
on,
used for something.
yeah, come on, come on,
Mhm.
and let's connect. And if we're like minded, we're gonna make some things happen.
Got you. Okay.
and I know you mentioned being in the wholesale game. What would you say for or to someone that, you know, is interested in wholesaling? Because I've been pitched the opportunity. I've been people talk to me about it, but I did some research and it was a little turned off a little bit based off of just how the process works. But again, that's just me maybe being ignorant to the fact of what all it entails. So with you having some expertise, well, not some, but having expertise in wholesaling, what would be some of the like, I guess some of the wrong information that you've gotten that actually does benefit and help you in wholesaling?
I would like to ask you what's some of the wrong information they gave you. You know what I
So
mean?
one thing for wholesaling was like, you know, I guess it was the middleman process, because I had a friend of mine who was in wholesaling and he had just started, but he was just saying like, you know, man, it's a ton of cold calling and you just got to sit there and call people all day. You might have, you know, somebody that picks up the phone. Obviously, you might have someone to hook in. And at that time, you know, you got to basically paint lipstick on a pig to sell the home. So to me, I didn't want to.
That's a hell of a euphemism.
Yeah. So I didn't want. So me, I'm a man of integrity. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to sell anybody a false dream.
Yeah.
So when I heard that, you know, there's some like corners that you can cut, or again, this is all information that I've been given that I need clarity
not a problem.
on.
So let me give you a little clarity on wholesaling and the process of wholesaling. One, I'm not a firm believer in like the whole driving for dollars and cold calling. We did that, you know, but since COVID, cold calling is dead, you know, so people don't answer the phone anymore if they don't recognize the number. There's so many robocalls, bot calls. You trying to cold call is the chances of getting through to somebody, sealing the deal, and being in a position where you can actually convert them off of a call to a sale now is very, very difficult. Yeah, like few and far between. Now, in the past, we did have several cold callers on the phone. We had a team of cold callers. You know what I mean? They was doing 1,000 calls a day, you know what I mean? But wholesaling for me, being in real estate, doing fix and flips, doing multiple projects, new construction, I wanted to restructure my business while I operate, you know, 70, 80% virtually, right? Wholesaling gave me that opportunity to have the lifestyle that I wanted to live. So for me, wholesaling allows me to still make the money, but without the risk, without the liability of fix and flips, without the headache, without the, you know, running back and forth to Home Depot or paying a hard money lender. Operating in that middleman space by putting the deals together allows you to still win. Now, there are some misconceptions when it comes to wholesaling. Wholesaling is a scenario where you're providing a need, where it gets a bad rap because some wholesalers may, go to grandma and get grandma a house for pennies on the dollar and go turn around and sell it for a profit, right? Now, that is wrong to do, right? But I blame that on the family. You know what I mean? It's not, the family needs to be educated as far as what's going on in the community, what, what future developments are coming on, and exactly what you have, Don't allow yourself to be in a situation where you're selling your home for pennies on the dollar, because information is everywhere right now, So, but wholesaling does provide a need for individuals who may be going through medical emergency, need to sell a home fast, or have a property that they inherited and they don't have the capital to fix it up, and they want a quick sell and cash out on it, or they're looking to relocate, they're going through a divorce, several different scenarios. Like some of my biggest deals that I've done were really simply relocations, and they didn't want to go through the standard route of putting a home on the market, fixing it up. Tired landlords are a great, pocket of business, because once they rent their property out, the tenants move out, it's in rough condition. They don't want to put the money back in to invest it to get it back, market ready. They'll take a cash offer and sell it to an investor. So wholesaling is a great avenue for real estate investing and for new real estate investors to get into, because it doesn't require the upfront capital, like doing a hard money loan, putting 10, 20, 30% down, the carrying cost, dealing with that overhead and the requirements to get a fix and flip deal done versus wholesaling. You could start wholesaling, with $1,000, and the reason why I say $1,000 is because I would invest that $1,000 into a lead gen campaign. You want those calls coming into you. You don't want to be hitting the phone, calling someone and saying, trying your odds and getting them to do a deal with you. You want those calls and those opportunities coming to you, because that's half the battle. Through a funnel. They've already expressed the need. Now it's up to you to close it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Man, so we talking
one job. I got you.
Yeah.
So that was some doing numbers for you right there. You hear that? 1K. 1K is what you need.
Yeah.
I know y'all got the 1K.
Yeah. It could be less than that, but again,
what? Less than that?
Yeah. You can get going.
Bro,
less
y'all
than
better
that.
jump on that.
Yeah, you get going less than that, but 1,000 is a good number to get you a good campaign flowing. And the consistency of the campaign. It only takes one deal. One deal, you're in the game.
What you thinking, Scott?
Put up your 1K, bro.
We wholesalers.
Yeah, we wholesalers.
We wholesalers.
Man, I
man.
actually got one even better for you. I'm launching the Wealth Partners Academy. And the Wealth Partners Academy, I'm offering my 6 steps to 6 figures wholesale coaching program as a mentorship collective, right?
Okay.
So again, with Wealth Partners, man, I'm changing up what I'm doing, man. I'm becoming zen. I'm becoming one with myself. You know what I mean?
God.
So instead of selling my course, and I what I thought of was, a lot of times in our industry right now, everyone is selling their courses $3,000, $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, where they're selling the knowledge, which is okay.
Right.
But then the individual still has to go out and apply it, and it's no guarantee.
With no experience.
No experience, and no guarantee that they'll win. So what I decided to do was switch it up a little bit, right? Now we created a collective. So we have a group of people. We all put our money in the game, right? So we all have $1,000 invested in. We all invest into the pot. So we invest together. We earn together, right? So now it's a scenario, instead of you paying for a coaching program, you're learning on the go, you're learning in the collective. So this group of individual investors, they're learning how to wholesale real estate. So I'm essentially teaching them my wholesale course and secrets to wholesaling hands-on. So I'm not asking for an upfront fee. I want you to learn. I want you to learn and grow. So within this course, within this program, you're going to learn how to source properties. You're going to learn how to understand pain points, how to negotiate, how to look for buyers, how to work with investor-friendly closing attorneys, and how to do an assignment deal. But you're learning within a group, within a collective.
Gotcha.
So whenever deals are done, whenever money is made, it's all shared within the collective. All of us who are eating together, learning together, growing and winning together.
Profit sharing.
Yes, and that's how moving forward within the community, I feel like that's how you give back. And that's a part of the Wealth Partners 100 initiative for investors. We're going to roll out several classes throughout the year. We're teaching investors these different investment strategies, whether it's international Airbnb. You know, I'm big in Punta Cana.
Talk to him, man. Mr. International. You know what I'm saying?
You know, we big in Punta Cana. So
Overproduction.
so I want to bring even more investors to Punta Cana and teach them the international Airbnb game, not just Atlanta, not just Miami. You know, we're in vacation destinations, and these lessons that you'll learn within our collectives, you could apply it anywhere. So, and even fix and flip. I think, 2025, I might, dust off my hat a little bit and put my fix and flip hat back on and do a course on that.
There you go.
Yeah.
I literally, man.
Make sure y'all tap in with Hakiim on this course.
Yes, sir.
Got to.
Yes, sir.
And to be honest, I'm glad I met you, brother, because I can remember them times, man, when I was back in Richmond. I done been in a few embassy suite, hotel lobbies. Sitting there about to listen to this guy give me some game that I'm thinking is going to change me for a lifetime, man. And I'm looking back at the notes till this day like, yo, what's this?
Yeah.
And he charging $50,000 for his big program that he running. So it's glad that his people.
But let me tell you this. Let me tell you this on that, not to stop you, but you need that. You need every one of those, because I made it a point to be a serial, go to every event like a madman, like all the Damon John events, Tony Robbins' event, like you name it, E.T., you name it, I'm there. The reason why I go, not necessarily to buy the courses, is that one nugget.
Yeah.
I'm going for one nugget. That one nugget could change the whole game.
No facts.
So make it a point to that one nugget, but then you never know who you sit next to.
Yeah.
And that when Wealth Partners, I'm big on that. You got to introduce yourself, who you are, what you do, because that person that you need might be sitting right next to you to take your business, to take your career to the next level.
Continuous education, man. And that's great that you brought that up, because there was a point
for knowledge.
Hungry. Because having that one nugget, you could just build upon that. So I love you bringing that up, man. I love the fact that you brought that up, because that's dope. It's a great aspect to look at.
For sure.
So
it's a rule of thumb for life.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Every circle you walk into, you should take something out of it.
You
Definitely.
should. So, I guess I should look at it a different way then, man.
Oh, yeah. You have to. You have to.
Yeah.
Shift your mindset.
Yeah. And when it comes to, relationship, business, take a step back. Take a step back and put yourself in your partner's shoes and try and look at it, you know? And then, take a step back to communicate. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Nah, that's dope, man. And
where can they find you?
Yeah.
Oh, man, you can find me everywhere. HakiimHerring.com is the website. Hakiim.Herring is the Instagram. But I want you to tap into Wealth Partners World. So tap into wealthpartners.world. You'll be able to plug into the community. Our online community is called The Collective, and that's a community that we're building out where it's going to be able to reach everyone across the nation and let them be a part of what we're doing with Wealth Partners, so they can tap in.
That's beautiful. Any social media handles that people can follow you at as well?
Yeah, social media, Hakiim Herring, Hakiim.Herring on Instagram, Wealth Partners with an S on Instagram. But yeah,
he said, I am the brand. He said, put my name under the episode.
And I know, and I've been there plenty of times. I'm a member myself with Wealth Partners. Scott, I'd like for you to join Wealth Partners too, man.
To join too?
Oh, yeah.
I want you to become a member today.
Oh, we got room
today.
Oh, yeah.
Can we make you a member today on our podcast?
Oh yeah.
I got Hakiim right here, man. If you want me here today, I'll be here today.
Yeah, man, listen, let's do it, man. We need young
Look at my 1,000. I ain't got it on me.
No. We need your followers.
Yeah, we need to join the community.
I can join that for sure, man.
There we go. Look at that.
Yeah. Wealth Partners is free. We don't charge anything to be a part of the community. The knowledge, the connections, it's all free. We giving back to the community.
Make sure y'all find more resources like that, man, where they want to offer you the opportunity before you have to put anything forward.
Oh yeah.
They offering real information. Make sure that y'all seek mentorship like that, where the goal is mentorship, where that's in their mission and purpose. Make sure y'all look out for that.
Look out for it, man. And if you in Atlanta, Hakiim, tell them where they can find you every Saturday, man.
Oh, every Saturday, Invest in the West, Real Estate and Business Connection. We're actually, so this is I ain't even put this out.
Oh,
there
we
yet.
got
We
got an exclusive.
Yeah. So we're moving on up. We're looking for bigger and better things. So we're actually gonna be at Pittsburgh Yards.
Okay.
We're still on the West Side because we're big on Invest in the West.
Yes,
Okay.
But we have we're getting bigger, so we need more.
Yes, sir.
So
You need more
yeah,
space.
so
You
we're
need
gonna
some
be
wiggle room.
So 2025. You're gonna find us at Pittsburgh Yards.
Okay.
Love that, man.
Yes.
Congratulations. on
Yes.
that.
Congratulations,
indeed.
my brother.
Yes,
Yes,
indeed.
sir. And we appreciate you, man, for jumping on. I definitely want to bring you back again, bro, because we didn't tap into the wholesaling the way that we can.
Yes.
And then there's some other little tidbits of real estate information that I know you good at giving, man.
Oh yeah.
So
Oh yeah.
we'd love to have you back,
I'd be
man, to
happy-
elaborate a
happy
little
to.
bit more on that.
Oh yeah. Happy to come
Thank
back.
you so much for coming, man.
Man, I appreciate
I learned
y'all.
a lot from you today.
Oh yeah. Thank you for having
sir.
me.
Appreciate it, man. And if you like what you heard today, make sure you share, like, subscribe to @Doing Numbers, our podcast every Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube. You can follow us on IG @Doing Numbers Podcast, TikTok, same handle as well. I'm your host, Olu.
I'm Scott. And this is our guest, Hakiim. He snapping today with the knowledge on the wholesale, man. I appreciate you.
Yes, indeed.
And this is Doing Numbers, baby. We'll holler at you later. Peace.